Hi, welcome back. Or if you're just joining, my name is Maya, and welcome to my channel, Cranleyplace, where I'm focused on Hermes scarf style, knot tutorials, and more. In this video, I'll continue my coverage of the new Hermes Spring-Summer 2023 scarf designs appearing online and review what we know about them. If you haven't seen my past episodes on the season, be sure to check those out. Today, I'll focus on new small format options, specifically Twillies, and some of the new scarf rings. Let's get started. This one is based on the Chevaloscope scarf design from this season, which if you haven't seen my initial review on it, you'll see a link in the upper corner here. The design is a study in equine art featuring 16 horses drawn in styles inspired by leisure activities ranging from gardening, musical instruments, games, swimming, and even a hot air balloon. You can see the dotted design on the flip side of the Twilly, and thanks to someone in the community, she let us know that these dotted patterns are indeed embroidered, making this Twilly extra special. This one I've only seen so far in 2 colorways. There should be more to come. Now here's a Twilly based on a design from last season. If you missed my review on that, there's a link here in the upper corner again. The setting is based on the Villa Borghese Gardens, a gorgeous public park in Rome, Italy. At its core, the design celebrates the dog's pure joy when they are off-leash or en liberté, running freely. You can see how she captures the range of emotions and behaviors that one might see from our furry friends, from quiet observation to following a bounty of scents to leaping playfully after almost anything that moves. I love this design, so no surprise that I am equally attracted by the Twilly version. It's available in at least 6 colorways, so I suspect there may be 1 or 2 more, but I wouldn't say no to any of these colorways so far. This also is based on a design from a past season. In fact, a double-faced 90-centimeter design by the French artist Baptiste Virot. The original double face, at least here in the US, was very hard to come by online, and even now I think there's only been 1 colorway available for quite some time. So now here's a chance to enjoy it in Twilly format, especially since they have some colorways that seem quite different from the original double-faced format. So far, I've seen this in at least 4 colorways and would expect at least a few more. So we'll see what crops up in the meantime. This Twilly design is particularly interesting. It's by Hermes artisan Natsuno Hidaka, who has brought us the likes of Lumière de Paris, Turandot, Bingata, and more. The title translates to roughly Whispers of the Forest, and we can imagine the symphony of sounds in a woodland. The flutter of butterfly wings, the hissing buzz of a dragonfly, the trill of an owl. A multi-layered orchestra if you're still enough to listen. Now, what's especially intriguing to me is that rarely does Hermes release something in just 1 format, especially a Twilly. So even as we're at least 6 weeks into the new season, I wonder, where is the larger format scarf that this is based on? Whether that will be a 90-centimeter silk twill or something else, we will have to wait and see. In the meantime, I've seen this one in at least 6 colorways, which should be fairly close to everything that will be out for the season. Maybe 1 or 2 more, but we'll see. Here's another Twilly based on the Do Re Boucle design from this season. Inspired by the rings and buckles found in an illustrated catalog in the Émile Hermès collection, the design is both musical and filled with movement. And the colorways I've seen so far, I like that they feature 2 different colors. It's like a mini precursor to the double-faced scarves, except obviously in this case, it is actually 2 different pieces of fabric sewn together versus the double face, which are somehow screen printed in different colors on each side. I've seen this in at least 5 colorways, and again would expect to see a few more before the season ends. This next one is based on a design from last season, a 90-centimeter silk twill design of the same name. It's a fanciful journey into an imaginary world reminiscent of childhood dreams, complete with a fish with butterfly wings, carrot growing in the sky, a teacup balloon, and more. I like to think it's a reminder to us to slow down and recall the joy of simply staring at the clouds and interpreting them as they glide by. Now, I've seen this one in at least 4 colorways and would certainly expect to see a few more before the season is through. This, too, is based on a design from an even earlier season, a 90-centimeter silk twill, again of the same name, Space Derby. At least in the U.S. online store, it was incredibly hard to come by. So it's nice to see that this has been reissued in a smaller format in some different colorways. Obviously, Twillies can also be a bit more accessible price-wise as well. This looks to be available in at least 5 colorways. So again, there should be a few more before the season is out.
All right.
Again, here's another Twilly based on a prior season's design. This one, I think, from 2014 or 2015. It's a jumble of buckles, riding crops, decorated headpieces, bridles, reins, and snaffle bits. Virginie Jamin is another one of those long-time Hermes artisans, so no surprise they've decided to reprise one of her well-loved designs in a Twilly format. This one I've seen in at least 5 colorways, which again is probably a bit short of what will actually be available for the season. Let's see. Bris de Gala is a classic Hermes design from 1957 that has been reissued multiple times in multiple formats. The original design features two sumptuous bridles side by side in a perfect composition. In this reinterpretation, one of the two bridles is redrawn to give the impression of the glued and stitched technique used by the house's leatherworking artisans. I've seen this in no less than 8 colorways, which is refreshing to see on the website. Which one would you choose? This next one is based on a 140 centimeter cashmere of the same name this season. Inspired by the beaches of the artist's childhood, Rayon d'été, or roughly summer grooves, Hardim offers 3 diverse landscapes and atmospheres drawn in bold, freehand strokes. If you're familiar with his first scarf for the house, Modernisme Tropical, you will likely recognize the stylistic echoes in this new design. On the US website, this is available in at least 4 colorways. So I'm sure there are other options available. We'll just have to wait and see. We haven't talked about scarf rings recently, but one of you mentioned these, so I wanted to take a closer look. These totem rings come in a set of 3, although it is possible to buy just one as well. I think it's the cube, and they are nominally for Twillies. Although I'd guess that you could pretty easily fit them on a 45 centimeter and maybe a 70 centimeter. Personally, I am a fan of scarf rings, but realize that they are a bit frivolous. These ones are pretty different from anything I've seen from Hermes before. My main concern with them would be the weight, especially if using all 3 together. But if they're hollow, that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Now, if you've seen these in person and can give us your observations, let me know in the comments. So there you have it. More of the spring-summer 2023 scarves from Hermes that are starting to appear online. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and let me know what you think in the comments. In future episodes, I'll share other scarf reviews, not tutorials, and more. So be sure to subscribe to be notified of new videos. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time.